Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and today we're going to do the top 10 future stars team affinities. I know you guys have been waiting for this list while we were going through the divisions. A quick note when I'm doing this is these are not going to be as in-depth as I did for the divisions. If you want a more in-depth review of the cards, please go watch the division videos that are on the channel. Also, hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow this community, grow this channel, and keep producing these videos that I know you guys are enjoying. On top of that, we're going to go over what the criteria is, and that is the player's attributes, what kind of pitches they throw, if they're a switch hitter, if they have secondary positions as a hitter, overall, how important their position is when it comes to other cards within the game that play the similar position, because like a shortstop could be worth a little bit more than, let's say, a first baseman or a third baseman based on they're a little bit more important defensively. Stuff like that factors in when making the top 10 of this list. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much how we compile the list. First, we're going to do some honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is going to be the shortstop, Jazz Chisholm of the Miami Marlins. He has a secondary second base, left-handed batter, right-handed throwing. Really good power for a shortstop. He has good fielding, fast player. Highly recommend getting this card at shortstop, giving him a try. Could possibly play him at second base just to see how you like him. Also, he has a glitchy swing. I played with his bronze or common card quite a bit. I can't remember his bronze or common, but I played with the card quite a bit because with some of my buddies, I ended up getting the Miami Marlins in the league that we started, and I used him quite a bit as a pinch hitter at shortstop because we had DHs. So, good glitchy swing, great power, good in the field. Recommend taking a look at him. The second and last honorable mention is Alek Thomas. He's a left-handed bat, left-handed throwing, center fielder for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Also can play left field and right field. The reason he just doesn't make it on the list for me is he just doesn't have enough power compared to some of the other outfielders. He does have good vision and contact, decent speed at 87, and a good glove with a very noodle-ish weak arm. He reminds me a lot of the left-handed version of the face of the franchise, Lorenzo Cain. Has similar type numbers, also a center fielder, except he's going to hit right-handed pitching better as an Alek Thomas, and Lorenzo Cain hit the left-handed pitching better. But they both have the high contact, high vision, pretty decent speed, good fielding, but a noodle arm at center field. So that's why he comes in as an honorable mention, because he could be very useful. I just think defensively with that wet noodle of an arm, it's not that great. Now that we've gone over the honorable mentions, let's pop into the top 10, what you guys really came here for. Starting off the list at number 10, we have the third baseman from the Cleveland Indians, Nolan Jones. He has a secondaries of first base, left field, and right field. Great power hitting lefty at the plate, throws right-handed, which is what allows him to play third base, obviously, with the other secondaries. And he has great contact versus righties, good power versus both-handed pitching. He has only 59 vision, great discipline. In the field, he has an amazing cannon of an arm and pretty good fielding and reaction. A little bit too slow, in my opinion, to play in the outfield. So those secondaries are nice, but I wouldn't play him out there. 45 speed isn't going to cut it. But a huge cannon of an arm. Kind of a little bit like Joey Gallo in a sense, a left-handed bat, right-handed throwing with a big cannon of an arm. Doesn't have quite the fielding or reaction that Gallo has, and definitely has more vision, but has close to the same power numbers as Gallo. So this is a guy that I'd look into at picking up at third base, possibly has him as a bench bet, but Nolan Jones at number 10. Another primary infielder is coming in at the 9 spot, Andrei Semanas. Future stars, New York Mets, a shortstop, contact hitting shortstop, bats left-handed, throws right-handed just like Nolan Jones, has a secondary of second base. This guy has amazing fielding, as you can look with the 89 fielding, 86 arm strength, 95 reaction with 85 speed. He's going to be a vacuum cleaner at shortstop for you. Get to those balls deep in the hole and has a pretty strong arm to get that throw over there, make some of those jump throws if needed, like Derek Jeter back in the day, another guy in New York that can get it done with the glove. And then you look at his contact, 100 contact versus righty, 92 contact versus lefty, with relatively decent power, not the best. He'll hit you some dingers here and there, but he has the good vision at 86 vision. I just think this card is well-rounded, good contact hitter to put first or second in your lineup, maybe in the 8 hole if you got some other guys that can lead off. He's another guy that's very close to that Chisholm that we mentioned in the honorable mentions. You could probably swap either one of them based on preference, but I really like Jimenez at this 9 spot here on this list, and I recommend going to get him. In the 8th spot, we have the first outfielder on the list, the center fielder for Los Angeles Angels, future stars, Brandon Marsh. He is a center fielder with a secondary position of left field and right field. Another guy that bats left-handed and throws right-handed. That's the theme in the first 3 of the top 10 here. He's a big body at 6'4", has good speed, good fielding with a pretty strong arm, 85 speed, 82 fielding, 83 reaction. That 90 arm strength, really got a cannon out there in the outfield. His hitting's very balanced with 90 plus in the contact. He has good power against righties at 84 and above average power against lefties at 78. So with his high contact and his high power numbers, it's not too bad of a matchup lefty on lefty. The biggest downside of this card is a 69 vision. I'd like to see that a little bit higher, but even at 69 vision with the high contact, his PCI is not terribly small. Especially on All-Star, his PCI was actually big. So I'm assuming on Hall of Fame and Legend, it's maybe a little bit smaller, but not too small. I really actually like this card. He has a really nice swing. Overall, this is a very good center fielder, a good guy to have in the outfield. Could use him as a defensive sub-late, could use him as your primary starter. A great no money spent card here. But he's coming in at number 8. At number 7, we have the Pirates third baseman, Ke'Bryan Mays Hayes. He's a right-handed batting, right-handed throwing, absolute defensive stopper at third base, the ultimate vacuum cleaner in the infield. Just look at that fielding, 98 fielding, 92 arm strength, 90 arm accuracy, and 99 reaction with 83 speed. You get a fast third baseman and a guy that's a vacuum cleaner. The biggest downside to him is he's just not a big power bat at third base, which really stinks, but it's okay. He has 64 power versus lefty, 72 power versus righty, with good contact at 97 contact against righty, 89 contact versus lefty. The 85 vision really helps with the 93 discipline and 95 clutch. So he gets guys on base. He's going to have a really good sized PCI. He has the discipline to get those check swings. Overall, he might not quite play that 95 overall rating that he has because his power and his hitting isn't the best. But defensively, this guy's locked down. I really recommend getting him at the very least for your bench at third base late in the game. Just because if a guy's pulling the ball a lot or pushes it real late with a lefty, he's going to vacuum clean it up. He made so many smooth plays. His animations are great in the field. I don't think he even came close to making an error when I played the last event for the Future Stars, and I probably had him in there for like 80 games. Absolute vacuum cleaning stud. Also, everyone knows a Pittsburgh Pirate got to be on the list, right? I'm a Pirates fan. Actually, I'm not that biased, guys. Otherwise, he'd probably be higher on the list if I'm being honest. However, he's coming in at number 7 on this list. Coming in at number 6, we have the hard-throwing sinker baller from the Los Angeles Dodgers, future stars Braum Grata. He has a 5-pitch repertoire that includes a sinker ball as his primary, a slider, 4-seam fastball that's going to hit triple digits. His sinker and his 4-seam fastball both hit triple digits. He has a 85-mile-per-hour changeup and an 83-mile-per-hour curveball. When pitching with this guy, I recommend pounding the slider, sinker, and his curveball. His changeup's a little meh in this game, to be honest. The curveball doesn't have a lot of break, but it has a little bit of enough dip that it more acts like a changeup than a curveball, if I'm being honest. A lot of people are probably thinking he maybe should come higher on the list because his stuff's absolutely filthy. However, he does have some control issues looking at his attributes. With the 68 base on balls per 9 and a 79 control, he's just kind of all over the place, and his stuff doesn't move as much as you think it would, even though he has a 92 break rating. But he does have a great hits per 9 at 100 and a great Ks per 9 at 97. He also doesn't have the stamina that you'd like to see in a long starter. So you're probably going to get about 6 innings out of him, 7 innings of good pitching max, unless you're really getting guys that just swing away and hack away at your stuff. But he's more of a strikeout pitcher, not really a contact pitcher, so you're going to throw a lot of pitches with him. So the 88 stamina kind of hurts him, if I'm being honest. But at number 6, that's still a hell of a job on this list when you're talking about 30 cards. He's in the top percentages, and he could be a lot better depending on how you pitch with him. Just I think there's better options at the pitcher for these future stars, so he's coming in at number 6 on the list. And I know some of you guys are looking at me a little baffled, but that's just where he lands on this list, and you guys will find out why in the top 5 here. Starting out the top 5, we have the starting pitcher for the Atlanta Braves, future stars, Kyle Wright. Another guy with a 5-pitch repertoire that is going to throw a hard fastball and a pretty decent sinker, except this time his primary pitch is a four-seam fastball. It's going to go about 98 miles an hour. He has a good slider at 87. A curveball that goes 80 miles an hour with huge break on it is a sinker that's going to go about 96 miles an hour, and the changeup that goes 82 miles an hour, maybe 80 miles an hour, depending on it. Sometimes it can go a little bit harder, but you want to throw it slower than harder. He has great per nines and great stamina, which is why he gets the bump over Gratterall. That 95 stamina, that's what you need to see. As well as the 93 hits per nine, the 96 K per nine, the 78 base on balls per nine, 70 home run per nine. Pretty good stats. Got that home run per nine above 70. The 82 controls okay. Has pretty good velo, pretty good break. Obviously, a very, very well-rounded card. That's why he's in the top 5 here. Also, with that 95 stamina, he does have workhorse, which if you guys don't know what the workhorse quirk is, it means late in the games, he doesn't lose as much stamina. So that is huge for a starting pitcher. You can pitch a complete game with this card and him not really go past the yellow or too far into the yellow, which is huge when pitching if he's on fire and the guy's having a lot of trouble hitting him. Number 5 on the list right here, Kyle Wright. So this card is my personal favorite Future Stars card. The Taylor Tramel, absolutely a burner in left field. 94 speed, 94 stealing, 93 base run aggressiveness, 92 fielding with 84 reaction. The dude's out there flagging everything down like Ed Reed on a wobbly pass by a quarterback. It is ridiculous. He doesn't have the best arm strength, but it doesn't even matter because he plays left field. You don't need to have a cannon in left field. But I'll tell you what, he gets every fly ball, so that makes him a huge asset. As well as he has a super glitchy swing. He's hitting 103 contact versus righty, 97 contact versus lefty, 82 power, so he's crushing that right-handed pitching, 69 power versus lefties with 71 vision, so he's a pretty good PCI, great discipline, great clutch at 106 and 98. Left-handed bat, left-handed throwing. As secondary, he's a center field and right field. I'd only play him in left field because he just doesn't have a great arm. However, this dude is absolutely filthy. He's my favorite. However, he's only number 4 on this list because there are 3 guys that are better than him within these Future Stars. But this is my favorite. This is a guy you must go and get, even if he's just a defensive sub, but he plays way above those hitting attributes. At number 3 on the list, we have Nolan Gorman, the third baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals, Future Stars, secondary or first base, another left-handed bat that throws right-handed, and he absolutely crushes the ball. 108 power versus righties, 94 power versus lefties, with 102 contact versus righties and 81 contact versus lefties, so the lefty-on-lefty matchup's not that bad. 66 vision is a little bit low, however, with the good contact, his PCI is not that small. He might struggle a little bit lefty-on-lefty, but he does have 101 contact, 100 clutch, so he's going to have that check swing ability. As well as on the field, he's pretty good over here with 79 fielding, 85 arm strength, 87 arm accuracy with 77 reaction at 55 speed. So he's not super slow at third base. He's not the defensive guru that Hayes was for the Pirates, but he does get the job done pretty well with the glove. I would probably recommend more playing him at first base than third base, only because I think there's better options at third base defensively where you can get 2 guys in there in this top 10 list. However, he absolutely rakes from the left-handed side, and I highly recommend getting this card. I think he is one of the best position players in these Future Stars. He plays pretty much at a true value 95 overall. Number 3 on the list. The highest ranked pitcher, number 2 on the list, is Nick Lodolo, and it should be no surprise to anybody. He has by far the best attributes at 95 overall, and he's a left-handed throwing pitch, and there's not too many lefties out there that get the job done like he does. He's a Future Stars card for the Cincinnati Reds. He has a 4-pitch repertoire, and he throws a sinker as the primary. It doesn't go too fast, but it goes about 96 miles an hour, has a lot of movement on it. He has a very, very good breaking slider at 82 miles an hour, so this huge change of speed makes him very hard to hit. 4-seam fastball that's 95, 96 miles an hour, and a changeup with a decent amount of drop action on it. You look at his attributes, 97 stamina, absolutely filthy for a pitcher that's more of a live series or current day pitcher. A lot of the legends have really high stamina, but at 97, he's one of the highest guys that's wearing a Major League Baseball uniform that was worn in this century. And at 97 hits per 9 very good, 100K per 9, 78 base on balls per 9, 72 home run per 9. Would like to see a little bit higher, but it's okay. 72 is a good number. 100 pitching clutch. So that means in places when there's runners in scoring position, late in games, he's 100 pitching clutch. That's ridiculous. If you're not going to use him as a full-time starter, you can use him as a fifth guy in your rotation and pull him out of the pen, and he'd be a great middle reliever, a great setup man. I know a lot of people don't like the starting pitchers coming out of the pen, but this guy's a guy that could do it with that big pitching clutch. 84 control, 83 velo, which isn't the best, but hey, he doesn't throw that hard. It is what it is. 90 pitch break. Just an absolutely filthy card, left-handed. One of the few left-handed true sinker ballers in the game besides Zach Britton. Also at 6'6", he has like this super butter smooth wind-up, which makes it really easy to throw dots with this guy. Absolutely love this card. Highly, highly recommend getting it. That's why he's number 2 on the list, on top of the fact that he has great attributes. Topping the list, and obviously the best choice if you're getting these future stars cards, is the second baseman from the Tampa Bay Rays, Vidal Bruh. He can secondary at shortstop and center field. He's a switch hitter. I think he's the only one in the whole set that's a switch hitter. That is absolutely huge. Right-handed throwing. He has 106 contact versus righty, 92 contact versus lefty with pretty good pop at 64 power against righties and 51 power versus lefties with 97 vision, 96 discipline, 98 clutch. Those are 3 great numbers. The vision means you can use them at any difficulty. On top of that, this dude is an absolute speedster at second base. 95 speed with 88 reaction and 89 fielding. He is literally a human vacuum cleaner that you cannot get a ball past at second base. It is ridiculous. He has so much range. I don't even know how many runs and hits he saved me when I was playing the Future Stars event, let alone ranked seasons. He's utterly ridiculous in the field with as much range as he has. It is filthy. I'm sure he frustrated people. This is the best card with the switch hitting, the fielding, and the fact that he's just literally the true leadoff hitter. He reminds me of the Roberto Alomar last year. That was an absolute stud at 99 overall. This is the closest card I've seen in the game so far this year to that Roberto Alomar from last year. That was a signature series for the Toronto Blue Jays. Guys, I appreciate everyone watching. Comment below if you disagree with anybody on the list. I'm sure there's some people that gotta disagree with some of the picks, especially that Gratterall pick. Hey, but it is what it is. We can always agree to disagree, but we can have a discussion about it in the comments, so how about we do that? Also, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up so I know I'm doing a good job. Hit that notification bell so you know whenever I upload videos. If you aren't enjoying the content and you want to watch me live, you can watch me on twitch.tv/HopefulChewbacca, Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Guys, I want to see you there, so come on through. Also, I do stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I do not have a set schedule. So how about you follow me on Twitter? I'll tweet out when I'm about to go live at Hopeful1137. Also, guys, if you want to add me on PlayStation Network, you can. Hopeful1137 as well. We can play a friendly. We can talk about anything to do with sports, MLB The Show, or anything else you guys have questions about. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out any way I can. Guys, I appreciate everyone watching. You guys have a great day and be safe.